Welcome to Mi Gente on Air on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com. Now, here is your host, Larry Rodarte.
Welcome everybody to another show of Mi Gente on Air. Yes, I am your host, Larry Rodarte, and it's a pleasure to be with you here this Tuesday evening. I want to welcome everyone to come on into the room, into the listening area, so that you get a better understanding about Tejano music tonight, because Saginaw, the Great Lakes Bay region, as well as the city of Lansing, we really support our Tejano artists and the music. And the reason I say that is because there's so many other communities that sometimes are more into the Mexican regional music or the banda music, but for some reason, the Flint, the Saginaw, Lansing area, we are diehard Tejanos, and we love the Tejano music. And so today, my guest is somebody that many of you may know or have heard of, Daniel Ferreira. He's out of Saginaw, Ferreira, I should say. That's the English way. And he is promoting the Lansing Fiesta that's coming up June 18th through the 21st in Lansing, Michigan. Welcome to the show, Daniel. How are you?
I'm doing great, Larry. Hey, thanks for having me. Really appreciate it. It's a pleasure to be on air with you.
Yes, and it's a pleasure to have you as well, because so many in our Great Lakes Bay region, they may not know of you, and I've known of you just simply from the social media platforms that is out there, and you're doing a great job in promoting your event. So please tell me about who Daniel Ferreira is, first and foremost. Tell me your connections, your family, where you're from, and so that my listener can get a better understanding who you are.
Oh, of course. So myself, I'm here, born and raised from the Lansing, Michigan area, in the auto industry. So I've been in the auto industry for almost a decade. Started at a franchise dealership, and now I'm a general manager for a pre-owned independent franchise. We have over 500 cars. Parents moved up here. My mom from Texas, and my dad from actually Mexico, moved up here to Lansing to work, like many of our parents did. So my dad came to work at General Motors. My mother came here with the migrant program for the Lansing School District to help teach, and she was bilingual, so she helped with translation. And they ended up here in Lansing, Michigan, and that's how I was actually, here. Based off of my parents.
Yes, the story is very familiar because many of us have those types of connections with our parents who came from Texas, the border area, or just Texas, the state, and came up here and have settled here, and we are now second, third, fourth generation in Michigan. And so I want to make sure that people understand the connection here in terms of how Tejano is a lifestyle that we live here in the mid-Michigan area, whether it's Lansing or Saginaw, because, so many of our parents and them are considered Tejanos from Texas, although their parents may be from Mexico. A lot of our parents came and are Tejanos, and they came north to El Norte. And so Daniel Ferreira, he is one of them who is really making an impact in the Lansing area. And I say that because he has cultivated and brought together a number of businesses and a number of musicians, and has made the event, the Lansing Fiesta, now in its third year, right, Daniel? And it's really a task. It's really a task. I say that because I know in helping and putting together the Cinco de Mayo here in Saginaw. So tell me, what has inspired you, Daniel, to do such an event in the Lansing area?
So I've been around events really the past 10 years. Being in the auto industry as a salesperson, you have to advocate for yourself. You have to network. You have to build those relationships in the community to really get to those higher numbers and those higher levels of sales. So being familiar with, every event I possibly could sponsor or get a table at, just being around so many events kind of inspired me to want to do my own event. So I was like, you know what, I loved, going to different networking events. So I was like, hey, let's try to do one. So back in 2024, decided to do the first annual Lansing Fiesta. and it was a great success. It was started as a 2-day event. It was a Friday, Saturday, and we had Tejano both days. And then from there, we just started growing. We decided to expand the event in 2025 to 4 days. So end up doing Thursday through Sunday. And we partnered with Elliott's Amusements, a carnival, to add more attraction to the event. So our event is kind of a mixture of a music festival, a carnival, a business networking event and vendor show, and we have over 100 businesses attend our event every year.
Wow, that's really incredible. What has been your experience, say, okay, anybody who kind of wants to see the behind the scene thing? Because, that's the thing I want to express and let people know. For you, the benefit of being involved in something like this, one, but two, the hard work that comes with it, because like I said, you have to cultivate, you have to, get sponsors, because it's a very costly event, I'm sure, especially that you have a carnival involved. So it's a 4-day event. Tell us about that.
Oh yeah, we start working on this thing in January. So me and my wife start filling out paperwork, applications, start getting our reservations with the city of Lansing, which shout out to the city of Lansing. They do a great job, and they're very helpful with the event. So we start paperwork in January. We start making the calls. We start announcing the dates to everyone to kind of reserve those, food vendors who are booking their year, businesses deciding which events they're going to actually sponsor and be part of in the summer. So the early bird gets the worm first. So we have to start advertising and start, getting everybody, involved early so that we're not rushing and so that we can advertise it appropriately. There's a lot of paperwork that you have to do and insurances, but we enjoy doing it. Like me and my wife enjoy doing the event together, and it really is fun for me. It doesn't really feel like work because I love talking to people. I love getting out in the community, and a lot of the businesses that are part of the event are friends of mine that I've known for many years. So it's definitely a lot of work. It's very rewarding, but I think the most important thing, anyone who's looking to do events or in the event business, is building those relationships and advertising early and often, and just trying to keep get ahead of the ball. Try to be proactive in everything you're doing, and start getting the word out there about the event early, so that you're not rushing at the end trying to just put everything together, because it is a lot of work and does take a lot of time, and there's a lot of processes you have to go through in order to make these events successful.
Yes. Let me show people here on the screen. The Lansing Fiesta starts on Thursday, June the 18th. It is country night themed. There's themes for every night from the 18th through the 21st. And tell us a little bit about this one here on Thursday.
Yeah, so Thursday we have Keegan Jacko performing. He is a country music artist here from the Lansing area, but did play and does have artists coming in from Nashville, Tennessee. So this year we decided to kind of diversify the entertainment. So we went ahead and did country music on Thursday, which we kick off at 4 o'clock, and we get the live entertainment starting at 7 and go till 10. So there's still going to be carnival rides, food trucks, all the vendors are going to be set up, and this is our first day to kick it off on Thursday. And every day has a different theme. Our second day, which will be Friday, June 19th, is old school hip hop and R&B night, and that is featuring Metro Malik. He is a radio host here and personality for Stax 92.1. Stax 92.1 and Duke FM are our partners for radio. They'll be at both days, and he'll be playing like the old school, 90s hip hop and R&B, early 2000s, which will, definitely be a lot of fun. And Saturday, we have the big day. We have the Tejano Explosion coming out on Saturday. So we have kicking off our event, we have DJ Sensation. Then we have Tejano Heat performing, along with Motivo and Grupo Deseo all performing. So we have 3 bands and a DJ for our Tejano Explosion on Saturday, and that starts at noon and goes until 11 p.m. In the evening. Okay. We will also have fun activities like, go ahead.
Let me just ask you, because I know there's people in my listening area that are going to say, okay, what time do the bands start and playing? Because that's always the highlight.
Oh yeah, of course. So we have Tejano Heat. We'll start playing at 4 o'clock. They'll go 4 to 5. Then we have intermission from 5 to 6. 6 o'clock, Motivo will start performing. They're playing from 6 to 8 o'clock. And then we have Grupo Deseo from 8 to 11, closing out the show.
Wow. And so I know that here in the Great Lakes Bay region, we have had Grupo Deseo. We love Motivo. They've come to the Civica as well. But the one that I'm not familiar with is Tejano Heat. And where are they from?
So they are primarily, I think, from the Lansing area.
Oh, okay.
But they do have some members, I think, from, Grand Rapids. And, but they're primarily here from the Lansing area.
And Mark Najar is from Deseo, Grupo Deseo. He is from the Saginaw area originally and now living in Toledo. And I know that the Herrera brothers are going to be there with Motivo. And I just want to mention that we have a story about them that is in this latest edition of Mi Gente magazine. And it is telling the legacy of Jaws Herrera. And if my producer could bring that up, I can't seem to do this on the computer here. But the cover of the Mi Gente magazine, it is out. You can see it there. And I think I may have erased it on the board, Matt. But Jaws Herrera was part of La Cooperación way back in the day. And unfortunately, after playing at the Pontiac Fiesta Festival one summer evening, he and his family and band members were involved in an accident, and he lost his life. But he sure left a legacy of musicians that are involved in many different bands, Tejano bands here in the Midwest area, and they will, some of his sons and grandson will be performing with Motivo at the Fiesta on Saturday night. So I know you have a connection there, Daniel. Tell me a little bit about that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Shout out to all the Herreras. Actually, my wife, that would be my wife's grandfather. Jaws Herrera would be my wife's grandfather. So, my wife's was originally a Herrera, and now she's a Ferreira. And yeah, I see Joe Herrera all the time. Shout out to Joe. Shout out to Renee. Shout out to all the Herreras. Ruben. That's my family.
All right. Yeah, all those guys. They played recently at the Civica and did a wonderful job for us for the Cinco de Mayo dance, and it was a blast having them there. And they even let me go on stage and sing a song, and I couldn't. I didn't remember the words by any means, and the guys were trying to whisper in the back of my ear the words to Tennessee Whiskey, and it was pretty funny. So I want to just thank them for not making me look like a fool up there, and they said it was pretty entertaining. So Joe Herrera Sr., he's tuned in. He's got his thumbs up, as well as Ray Motaño, Anthony Perez, he's saying, and I don't know what he means by that, but thanks for listening and in the comments. But tell me, Danielle, about also Sunday, because Sunday's a big day as well with the festival.
Oh, yeah. Sunday is a great day. We have a Father's Day party, and we're going to have 5 DJs performing. We have DJ Sensation, DJ Mixtech. We have DJ Mingo, DJ Pascual, and we have the whole Caliente de Michigan crew coming out as well. Shout out to Happy's Pizza and Mexi Treats for sponsoring our entertainment this year for all 4 days. It's going to be a great time. We have discounted rate too at the door on Sunday. So we have half off at the door, so it's only $5 to get in. And then the Carnival Rides wristband for unlimited Carnival Rides is only $20 as well. So we have some really good deals on Sunday, and it is going to be Father's Day. So bring your father, kids can come out, have a good time. And that's really important to us because our events are targeted towards families and building those relationships and those memories. So even to kind of take it back, back to the 1970s, my parents actually met at a fiesta at Adado Riverfront Park originally. So that's where my parents met. They met at a fiesta, and now over 50 years later, I'm hosting fiestas at the same place where they met.
Wow, that's incredible. Tell us where that actually is, because those of us in the Saginaw area are not familiar with that park. Tell us about it.
So it's a really nice park. It's in the heart of downtown Lansing. It's on the corner of it would be Saginaw and Grand, and it's going to be maybe a couple blocks from the Capitol.
Okay. So really close to the Capitol downtown. And is there ample parking that anybody who's coming from Saginaw or Bay City or Flint is able to access?
Absolutely. So we have parking available at Happy's Pizza and Mexi Treats, which is right near the entrance. There is a city parking lot right across the street on Saginaw. There's an additional parking space down Grand a little bit more. So there's those three locations. On top of, on Saturday, if you're coming out Saturday to the Tejano Explosion, we have a parking ramp right across the street from the park, and the LCC parking ramp, which will have signage, and it'd only be $5 to park.
All right.
So we will have ample parking.
Okay, I know exactly where it is now when you mention LCC, because I was a student back there in the 80s at Lansing Community College for a little bit, and also went to Michigan State. Tell me this, Daniel, because this is really important. The bands, not the bands, the food trucks that you have. Food is always, such a big thing at these types of events. So tell me the food trucks or vendors that you've got that are going to be there at the Lansing Fiesta.
Of course, food is a big attraction, and we have a lot of variety and really good food vendors every year, and this year in particularly. So we have, to start off, we have Get Loaded. They specialize in like mac and cheese bowls. So buffalo mac and cheese bowls, Philly cheesesteak mac and cheese bowls. They are here from the Lansing area. We have El Jefe, Taqueria El Jefe. They're out of the east side of the state of Michigan. They specialize in tacos, burritos, nachos, really good, authentic, fresh Mexican food. We have my good friend Max and his wife Nina coming from Mount Pleasant. Max and Nina's Street Tacos. They specialize in street tacos and birria, queso birria tacos as well. And we have coming from the Saginaw area, we have Vamos Vargas coming out. They have barbacoa as well as carnitas with those fresh Vargas tortillas.
Yeah.
We have some sticks on Asian street food as well coming out. So that's going to be more like the pork belly skewers, beef skewers, cheese pull, Korean corn dogs. So they have a variety of Korean street food. We have Cobb Kings, actually from the Saginaw area as well. My good friend James Garza. He's going to be serving up some mangonadas, elotes, frutas. So he's going to be coming out as well. We have Tacos Mexico. It's more like taqueria style tacos from Grand Rapids. We have Baby Sugar's Cheesesteak Shack. I believe they're from the Saginaw area as well.
Yes.
So we have multiple food vendors coming from Saginaw. And then we have from Grand Rapids, we have Outlaw Street Corn. They do the loaded baked potatoes, like the asada baked potatoes and street corn. And Holy Churro as well. So they have fresh churros made to order. And that was a huge hit last year. Really good, really fresh. There's nothing like, a fresh, this fresh food. And all these vendors, I personally tried all of their food. They do an excellent job.
Well, we're really proud of James Garza, who has the elote, the Cop King. He's been at our festival, the Cinco de Mayo, for over 10 years, believe it or not. So shout out to James, who's a Bridgeport High School student, and also to Vamos Vargas, who is part of the legacy of the Vargas tortillas, of course, as you mentioned. And is a big hit in the area as well. So you got quite a lineup of food trucks there. So it's going to be really exciting. And then you've got compiled with that the Tejano bands that you have that we are very familiar with as well. And it's going to be a great night. So I want to encourage my listening audience out there. And you don't have to be Latino. This is for everybody to come on out and enjoy the great, culinary aspects of our culture, as well as the music. And so please come out there to the Lansing Fiesta. It's right downtown by the Capitol. And Danielle here has put in a lot of work, and it's the third annual. And again, it's June 18th through the 21st, 4 days. And for the kids. It's got a carnival, right? Can you tell me a little bit about that? We've got 2 minutes before commercial.
Oh yeah, so the carnival is great. We've partnered with Elliott's Amusements, and they have a really nice full service carnival, from a nice Ferris wheel with a beautiful skyline you can see downtown Lansing, to the Turtle World, to more of the thrill rides. There's a lot of different variety of rides, and even just the regular kids rides, merry-go-rounds. So really good variety. And then games. Everyone loves carnival games, so there's carnival games, carnival rides, and there's carnival food as well. So fried Oreos, elephant ears, fresh squeezed lemonade. So you get the best of both worlds. You get the carnival food plus additional food from all over the state, and just have a good time. And it's really I think affordable too, because on the days where the wristband's $20, you can be there for 5-6 hours riding rides, unlimited rides for $20. Can't beat it.
Yeah. Okay. So when we come back from commercial, we're going to talk a little bit about some of the sponsors that are helping to put this on, what it takes, when you're a coordinator like Danielle, and cultivating those sponsorship as well as the people to attend. It takes a lot. And we're going to talk more about what Tejano actually means to the Saginaw and the Lansing area. So please don't go anywhere. No te vayas. We'll return right here on Mi Gente on Air.
$4.99% for...
This is Mi Gente on Air on WSGW.
Welcome back, everybody. We're here at the studios at WSGW, and I'm here with Daniel Ferreira, who is the president of the Lansing Fiesta. He's a young man. He's a car salesman, and a car salesman, I guess, is somebody who is able to talk with people and cultivate a big following to make this type of an event happen. And that is what I want to talk about now, because what is really important when you have such a large-scale event like this is that you get sponsorships. Tell me about that process, Daniel, for you.
Yes, sponsorships are key. Having those relationships is key as well, to really host these type of events, because they cost, several of tens of thousands of dollars to basically just break even on. And what's so important is having, know your numbers. One is really important. So you got to know what your projections are. How many attendees are you projecting? What's your projected cost per category? And then you want to deliver value and sell value to your sponsorship. So perfect example is you want to make sure that the partners, the sponsors, feel that they're getting good ROI, and that they're getting good ROI. You want to make sure that they are getting maximum exposure. We want to make sure that they are getting good value at the event, that they're feeling appreciated, and that you deliver on your promises. That's very important when getting sponsorships. And then also too, for vendors, you want to make sure your vendors do well. You want to make sure your food vendors do well, because they're invested. They're buying extra supplies, extra food. They're taking their time to be there. They're paying staff. So you have to take it very seriously, getting people in the door. So another piece of advice I would say is you have to spend money to make money. It's very important. So we personally do radio commercials here on all the local radio stations. We do TV commercials. Shout out to WILX, our exclusive media partner. So we do commercials on Facebook as well. We do several tens of thousands of prints like this, 4x6s, with all the different, entertainment on the front. Then on the back, we have the businesses, the advertising partners that are making this possible, our food vendors as well. So you have to be constantly promoting, and you have to really go above and beyond. We do yard signs. I just got done putting out 100 yard signs here in the Lansing area over the past week. So I would say you want to diversify your advertising as much as possible. You have to know your numbers. You have to deliver on your promises. And you got to go above and beyond for these sponsors. You got to make sure that they see the value, and that no matter what their, let's say their business is, like you're advocating for them always. When you're sending them business. Perfect example, Signorama is one of our major sponsors for the event, and we make sure to send them all the businesses that are basically advertising on print or getting tents or getting tablecloths made or promotional material. I'm sending them all to Signorama. I'm making sure that if someone's looking for, let's say, a tent with their logo on it, that I'm reaching out to that person and saying, hey, go see Robin at Signorama. Here's her personal cell phone. Tell her Daniel sent you. She'll take good care of you. So just building those relationships, giving out referrals, and trying to advocate for these businesses, because if you care about these businesses and you are really working for them, they're going to come back year after year after year and have these relationships, and you're going to be able to get more sponsors, and people are going to feel good about sponsoring your event because of that relationship.
And tell me, that takes a lot, and it takes a knowing of how to bring together people and to cultivate sponsorship, like we've said. What is it that makes that motivates you to do all this? And that's something to be really proud of. So tell me, how do you feel about it?
So I enjoy it. It doesn't really feel like work to me. Selling and building relationships has been something I've been doing, over the past decade. So it's almost just like a second nature of building those relationships and connections. But what really drives me is that I love seeing the fiesta. I love being out there, seeing my kids with my nieces and nephews and my wife and my brother-in-laws and my mother-in-law and my parents see this huge event with thousands of people, all enjoying themselves and, meeting new people and eating, different types of food and listening to the music. I love festivals. I'm very passionate about it. And I think that really helps because it doesn't feel like work. Like, hey, I was out last night at 8 o'clock at night, after working 12-hour day, still putting yard signs out, still, going putting flyers up, still making calls, still, answering my phone always. So if you have a love for something, it doesn't really feel like work. And if you see, my long-term goal for this event is to get to the size of Common Ground. So this year we're projecting over 12,000 attendees. Last year we had over 8,000 attendees. So we're growing year after year. And my goal is to one day have over 50,000 attendees, at our event over the course, and then go up from there and just continue to grow and build the largest festival here in the Midwest. So just putting those goals out there, knowing what it's going to take, I think is just looking at the big picture and enjoying it really helps the process.
And I'm glad you're reaching out more this year to Saginaw with Mi Gente magazine, as well as on Mi Gente on Air. It's awesome that you're on the show, and we hope that we can help bring people in, to this festival. And with Cobb King there, as well as Vargas, Vamos Vargas, I think that it would be a real plus. And one of the things that just truly amazes me, is that you are doing this on such a grand scale, and you're only 3 years into it. I mean, that's pretty amazing. And that's why I say, I don't, no disrespect when you hear car salesman or whatever, because I think that's what it takes, is somebody who is able to talk with the community, talk with the people, cultivate sponsorship. It takes a real go-getter to have this type of event happening at the scale and the level that you are doing. So kudos to you. And how does that always, when you hear people who are, kind of in the biz, as you will, like we are here in Saginaw with the Cinco de Mayo and other events, how does that feel like when you are bringing in Saginaw people as well? Because like I said earlier in the show, Saginaw, Flint, Lansing, we're Tejano towns. We're still Tejano towns, and we're growing in different directions or what have you, but we still die hard. So how does that make you feel, that bringing those communities all together as well as others?
It feels great. It feels really, good to see people from Saginaw, from Grand Rapids, from Detroit. We have a vendor coming from Georgia. We have vendors coming from Chicago, from La Vila coming out to sell. We have vendors from Ohio, from Indiana. So it's really great. Last year we had, I think, vendors from over 10 different states. So it feels really good. And it makes me, it drives me and motivates me more to continue doing what I'm doing, and to put more, as they say, ganas in it, con ganas, and keep going, keep pushing as hard as I possibly can, to grow this business larger and on a bigger scale. And shout out to Saginaw. I will say, like, even from the very first year, Saginaw has always helped us out, always supported us, show us so much love, and we definitely appreciate that. I remember on our first year we had a couple vendors from Saginaw. James was one with Cobb Kings. And it's always been, Saginaw has always shown us love and come to our events and shown support. So, shout out to Saginaw for coming out.
We're going to show you some love, because I know I got some All-Stars, Civica All-Stars that want to attend. And one of our big All-Stars is Dolores Vasquez Cameron. She's the one that kind of headed up the parade for us the last 2 years. And she's related to James Garza at Cobb King and actually helps him at the Lansing Fiesta. So she'll be attending, and nice. We've got a number of different members who have expressed interest and say, hey, we're going to go this year. So that's really exciting that, we've got somewhere to go beyond Saginaw, and we're going to really celebrate with you because, like I said, we love the band Motivo and the members there, and we also love Grupo Deseo. We've had them at our Civica at the dances, and we're going to see who Tejano Heat is and the other musicians possibly if we're there on Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. So kudos to everybody who's involved. What else can you tell me that an attendee who may be coming to the fiesta, what can they expect?
So walking in, you can expect, definitely friendly faces. I make sure all of our staff and everyone at the door is very welcoming, very helpful. We will, even if you'd like, give us a tour, give you a tour of the area, give you a tour of everything. But I would say expect, bring your dancing shoes, bring some comfortable shoes for sure. Come with an empty stomach so you can leave with a full belly and try different types of food. There's going to be a lot of different vendors from all over the country coming out selling unique different items, from Mexican products from Chicago to We Art stuff coming from Georgia that will actually do a hand drawing picture of you and your family, or a portrait of yourself, which looks really cool. It's animated. It's really cool to see. My wife and I got one done last year, and we love it. We hung it up in our living room. So you're going to see a ton of vendors. If you love carnival rides, you're going to have a great time. If you love food, you're a foodie like myself, you're going to try so many different foods, so many different varieties of food. And you're going to leave with some friends, everyone's very welcoming. We try to have a very positive, upbeat environment. And meet some new friends and enjoy yourself. That's the biggest thing. Come and enjoy yourself and create memories with your friends and family. And what I love about it is catching up with people I haven't seen, maybe for a year or two. I ran into so many people I went to high school with last year that came out to the event to come support. So you're going to maybe run into some old friends, from years ago, meet some new friends. Find a new taco truck that you like a lot, and just really hopefully find a new band that you like that you can go see, because a lot of these bands, like I said, play in Saginaw, they play in Toledo, they play all over the place, Grand Rapids. So just try to get as many new experiences out of it, and have fun and enjoy yourself.
Yeah, and shout out to the Toledo area. They're also at Tejano Town. And that's something I forgot to mention, but like Flint, Saginaw, Lansing, Adrian, Toledo, they're all Tejano towns here in El Norte in the Midwest. And it's just amazing that we're still going strong with that music and supporting the artists. I want to tell you something, Daniel, and this may be a little bit of a harder question, because I think it's important that so many of us in the communities that we support events like this, because this is what brings our heritage, our culture, and it really supports who we are as a community in the Great Lakes Bay region, whether it's in the mid-Michigan area or Great Lakes Bay region, because we are Latinos, we are here, we have taken hits in these last few years, and it's so important to keep making sure that we have our culture and heritage on display so that we are continually celebrating. In the midst of sometimes chaotic times, we are still celebrating who we are, and we're not going anywhere. But my question to you is this, because sometimes it's real difficult when we have these types of events to have people understand why we have to charge what we charge. The Cinco de Mayo has been going on for 47 years, and today we're only at $5 as an admission charge. I see your fiesta in Lansing is at $10. How do you feel about that? And, some may say, well, they're getting all kinds of sponsorship and they shouldn't be charging. I think it's important that we address this because it's something that we deal with here in Saginaw. And I think that if you go sometimes to events down in the Detroit market or what have you, you're paying 20 plus. So tell me from your perspective as an organizer of this Lansing Fiesta, how do you feel about that?
So, I agree. I think that, this sponsorships are only cover a portion of these events. So I myself have to invest essentially what we don't make up in sponsorships, and they're extremely expensive, to host between the insurance, between the renting the park and the street closure. There's so many expenses. There's fixed expenses and there's variable expenses that you have to pay. The entertainment, you have to pay electricity bill. We staff Lansing Police Department to patrol the event so it's nice and safe. We have private security patting people down, wanding people, because we don't allow any kind of large bags, any weapons, any outside food or beverage. So it's just these events just cost so much to host that but at the same time we still try to keep the door as reasonable as possible.
Yes.
So at $10 I would say for so much value, because you're going to have entertainment. So it's basically like a concert. So you're getting entertainment, you're getting access to food vendors from all over the state that you'd have to hop in your car to go to, let's say, Grand Rapids, or you have to hop in your car and go to Detroit to try this type of food. And we're bringing it right here to this area. But I would say that, we always try to keep our door cost affordable at $10. And also, too, we try to bring as much value to the attendees, because a lot of these sponsors are going to be doing giveaways. So that's another thing that I want to talk about. The dealership, the automotive group Empire Motors that I'm with, we're giving away a free car, 100% free car at the event. So when you pay your admission, your $10, that essentially automatically enters you to win by going to the Empire Motor tent. There's no charge. Actually, James Garza from Saginaw won the free car last year.
That's crazy,
which
James.
is coincidental enough. And what we do, we pay the car. We pay the taxes, the title, the plate, the registration, and we fill it up for you. So you're automatically entered to win. That's a $10,000 value that you're automatically entered to win for free at the event. And, it's a lot better than chances than playing the lottery, because our winner is announced Saturday night at 8 p.m. You must be present to win. So your chances are going to be 1 in 2,000 to 3,000 that you would win, versus the lottery you spend $5 on. It's 1 in I don't know how many 100,000 chance that you're going to win anything. So there's a good chance of that, and that's just one of the giveaways. Like I know LAFQ, Lansing Automakers Federal Credit Union, they're giving away tons of different prizes, tons of different cash. They're bringing a money machine to the event. So if you open up a new account with LAFQ, you're going to be able to go in a money machine, and it's a free-for-all. Get as much cash as you possibly can. And a lot of our vendors and should I say sponsors are doing similar giveaways. So you're going to walk away with a bag full of goodies. You're going to walk away with tons of different giveaways. I know we're going to be giving away gas cards and all different types of things as well. So there is going to be value in there. That's why, you look at the event, and we try to bring as much attraction so that that door is essentially easier to pay, or the attendee feels like, okay, for $10, which is less than a movie ticket over here in Lansing, for less than a movie ticket, you're in to win a free car. You're getting food from all over the state of Michigan. You're going to walk with a ton of different goodies and t-shirts and merch from these sponsors that are giving away 100% free. You're going to also really enjoy yourself. I mean, you are going to have a great time. You can dance, you can go to the beer tent, mingle, and try different food and enjoy yourself. So wow. I would say that, yeah.
You said something that I didn't know, a beer tent. and that's great that you do. And that alone, you have to have insurance with that, and I know that's costly, and that's one of the things that we have looked at in the past, and we just said no, it's just too much. But that's great that you have that. I want to ask you this too, because I know this is a question that we get for our Cinco de Mayo event. Is there any type of limit in terms of baggages that come in with the guests? Do they have to keep it a certain size, as they do here in Saginaw?
Correct. Yes. So we don't allow any large bags, and if any bags are brought in, they will be searched. They will be thoroughly searched by Lansing Police and by our private security. So safety is our number one priority at our events.
So important.
We make sure that everything is barricaded. We put up 9 or 6 foot event fencing. We have security at every post, and we have multiple police officers on staff working the event as well, to ensure that all the families and everyone's in a nice environment and safe.
And also, do you have like an ATM machine nearby, or is there going to be one at the fiesta itself for money, to be able to get money?
Yes, so there will be an ATM at the fiesta, but all of the vendors accept card as well. Oh. And for entry, we accept card, we accept Cash App, we accept cash. So we try to convenience the attendees as much as possible, that they can pay in their preferred method. All right.
Well, thank you so much, Daniel Ferreira, for the information. I hope that my listeners out there, Mi Gente on Air World, are getting such good information about this Lansing Fiesta, and that they will go. I want to encourage them as host of this show, because I know that Daniel has put in a lot of work, and it's going to be a great fiesta and great time for everybody who attends. And like I said, the Civica All-Stars are planning to go out there, so you're going to see a lot of new faces, and it's just really awesome that we're going forward just in 2 weeks, right? 2 weeks before, not even like 9 days. 9 days.
Next week.
Yeah,
the
next
fiesta
week.
Is next week.
All right.
Yeah, kicking off Thursday.
Remember that, everybody. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's a great time for everybody to come on out to the Lansing Fiesta. So thank you so much, Daniel, for being with me on my show today, Mi Gente on Air. I'm glad that we were able to promote this event for you and give information to the Great Lakes Bay region to want to attend this fiesta. Thank you, everybody, for having us here on today, Mi Gente on Air with Daniel Ferreira, and I hope that everybody is going to enjoy this summer. This is a great kickoff event for us to celebrate as a community. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you next week on Mi Gente on Air.
Looking for a fun getaway without